or yeah, see it. Perfect. Okay, so today we will be working about project management essentials, but before that, let me also introduce a bit more myself. So you can read here about all my accomplishments. And now, apart from working as a program manager, as a portfolio manager in a top 100 outsourcing companies of the world, I'm also an entrepreneur, serial entrepreneur, and I'm consulting IT in digital companies in the project management processes setup. In the beginning, I was a terrible project manager. It was 13 years ago, and I had two very interesting mentors. So if we are taking the scales from the working with tools, being very structured, to another part of the scale, where we have an extreme of the communication and negotiation, dealing with clients, etc., with using no tools. So basically, I had two mentors who were at these extreme scales. And it was crazy because when I was writing an email, on one hand, one of my mentors, he was giving me feedback about structuring, using the tools, being like a cold-hearted project managers who knows best practices and right things. On another hand, was the girl who was so much customer oriented, and she was telling me like, "Who uses the tools? We must satisfy the customer. We must please the customer. We must do everything what customer says." And that was crazy because 1 year I was struggling, balancing between these two extreme mentors. But in the result, I learned all the possibilities, how we can use the tool and how we can be customer oriented. So right now, I'm not struggling anymore. I have no stress. I'm teaching my project manager who I'm supervising. So it's from 9 to 11 project managers in my account, and I'm supervising also like external project managers. I'm teaching them how to um, have freedom and balance between being a cold-hearted project manager who knows the right things to a project manager who has heart and whose values are customer care. So this is why I'm here. This is my life goal, to help other people avoid mistakes that I was avoiding, save years in learning and making mistakes, and actually use my knowledge and my experience. And one more interesting thing, I see here familiar faces. So I'm a traveler, and within 3 months, I covered about 45,000 kilometers, which is the circumference of the equator. And the most interesting trip for me this year was a trip to Nepal, where I spent 3 months. So amazing people, and I really say hi to all people who joined here today from Nepal. Goals of the presentations from the presentation are: learn the difference between several management roles, because project manager usually it's a role which sometimes is mixed with other types of the management. We also define the concept of the project management and clarify the list of skills and tools required for the project manager. And we will learn about the main project management mistakes and what are their consequences. So in the beginning, let's discuss who is a bad manager. And this is the classification which is invented by me based on my experience working with the colleagues and also my personal mistakes. So the first biggest type of the project manager, the most common type, is the firefighter. When a project manager doesn't have enough experience or enough tools, usually this person has problems everywhere. Unsuccessful delivery, someone is sick and we don't know what to do. Or for instance, a vendor is delaying API integration point. So a good project manager usually deals with risks, predicts problems, and has plan to the most common problems. Another type, yeah, and I was a firefighter in the beginning because I didn't have enough skill. Juggler. This is the person who always has a lot of tasks in the plate. Not the problems, but a lot of big tasks. And this person has problems with prioritizing those tasks. And usually it's like a big file of the things that this project manager must do. Great project manager manages communication flow and flow of tasks. So great project manager always has an order in all the things. and always have system of prioritization. There is another type of the project manager who is delegator. This is the manager who doesn't have any responsibility, but give the task to another person. So everyone is in the blame except of this project manager. There is another type, and I was working with a project manager like that. It was a disaster for the team. So this is the message forwarder. This is the person who receives an email from the client or from the boss and sends this to the team. The team prepares the answer, and project manager sends this answer to the client or to a stakeholder. This is not the right way because the project manager is a person who works as a translator, as an integrator between different parts, different stakeholders of the team, for instance, developers, QAs, etc. So project manager integrates the answer, translate this to the language of the client, and sends this answer. Drama queen. This is the person who always has risks everywhere. I have one person like that in my team. We are working with that, and now it's getting a bit better. So if we are coming to the client or to our manager with the risks and with the problems, it means that we are doing poor job. As a project managers or as managers, our goal is to come with answers, bring solutions, and verify those solutions with higher management or with the client. Another type of the project manager is a screamer. So this is the person who thinks that everyone is motivated if they are screamed at. So if you imagine an army, when like a commander wants to give the task and the person is not motivated enough, so they usually scream. Some project managers are also like this. Another type of PM is the process encyclopedia author. So this person thinks that the longer its instruction would be, the longer process we would write, the better. But this is not the case. A great project manager knows the balance. Sometimes, yes, we need a huge comprehensive instruction, but depending on the case, sometimes we just need a checklist of the repeating tasks, not to make mistakes. And another one is the micromanager. And I was working with the project manager like that. And after he was working at the project, I was assigned there as a crisis manager because the team was extremely stressed. So imagine the situation when you are on a daily meeting, you have 15 minutes of the daily meeting and you discuss 5 features. But when you go to log time into the task tracking manager, you must log 2 minutes of the daily meeting to one feature, 3 minutes to another feature, 5 minutes to the third feature, and you must divide your time like that. So basically, this is the person who is like a control freak, wants to control everything. And I would like to tell you that if we have the right skills and the right tools, we avoid all of those problems and we make our life better. And we also influence life of our team and our stakeholders because the project manager is the person who has the skills and who knows the structure. Yeah, let's also discuss who is a good manager. And there are 3 management roles, which is project coordinator, scrum master, and the project manager. And just a little point about what is project itself. So a project is a temporary endeavor undertaken to achieve a unique result. Usually, every project has clearly defined objectives, timelines, and resources. Of course, if we are working with Agile, it can be a bit flexible, but on the high level, we always have a result and we always have timeline. So speaking about project coordinator, this is like the first step. This is the person who can act as an assistant. Project coordinator doesn't have accountability or has limited accountability. Project coordinator doesn't make decisions. So imagine an outstaffing company where a company just provides resources, provides people to the clients, to the vendors, to IT companies. The task of the project coordinator or the responsibilities of the project coordinator are human resources management, right? To check motivation of the team and make sure that the client is satisfied. and also maybe sometimes write statuses. So project coordinator also can schedule and facilitate meetings, take meeting minutes, and be responsible for project tools administration like Jira or Confluence, etc. Again, project coordinator doesn't have accountability. Second type of the manager is a Scrum Master. So this is not a traditional team leader. Usually, this is a facilitator or mentor or agile process guardian. This person makes sure it doesn't have accountability or responsibility, rather than like making sure that the obstacles are removed, that the team is taking responsibility to themselves and engaging all the participants. This person helps the team to achieve the best result. And a project manager. So project manager is a skilled professional. It means that project manager uses skills and tools for planning, organizing, analysis, forecasting, and my preferable tools are Gantt chart and earned value analysis. So project manager gathering the feedback and some parts of all the stakeholders. Project manager creates key artifacts like scope and schedule, budget milestones, baselines, project and process documentation. Project manager is accountable for most or all aspects of the project: goals, budget, scope, schedule. It doesn't mean that the project doesn't have a project team doesn't have responsibility. No, but the project manager is the person who has the accountability, who holds the vision, integrates all the parts. Also, a great project manager tracks progress using data and forecasts project outcomes. It means that a great project manager at very early stage of the project can already predict end result, and measuring that and performance of the team. Project manager can balance team performance, team satisfaction, and also make sure that all the obstacles are removed. So project manager can take or fulfill Scrum Master role, because great project managers also always know about agile practices. Basically, they must understand methodologies and frameworks, be able to use them like Scrum, Kanban, plan-driven methodologies, or be able to integrate them and use mixed methodologies. But the Scrum Master cannot be a project manager, because project manager always must know the tools and have the professional skills. If we are speaking about the skills or the knowledge areas of the project manager, there is a great institution which is called PMI, Project Management Institute. So this is the guidance and like guiding light in the project management world. They are setting best practices which are recognized by all fields of the project management. You cannot see my face, it's hidden under your presentation. I'm sorry for that, but I don't know how to fix that. I believe that this is the new Zoom, and I really don't know how to fix. So I would just continue. If there is some option how to fix that, please write me in the comments, and I will be happy to do this. Okay, so here are 10 knowledge areas which a great skilled project manager must know and understand. And these 10 knowledge areas, they are broken down to the hard skills of a project manager. So there is an integration knowledge area. It means that the project manager should be able to develop guidance across the whole areas, like a project charter, project management plan, setting up main guidelines for the project. So it means that we should set the frame for the project and make sure that we are not just setting this frame, but we also validate it and control. Timeline. So we plan, schedule, define everything within the schedule, sequence activities, and apart from that, we are controlling the schedule and measuring the milestones and results at every stage of the project. Cost. So here we are planning cost management, we are estimating costs, and we are controlling that as well. I personally can say that these three knowledge areas or the skills are the most important skills that can be in the project management life. Because without utilizing different tools, without forecasting and planning, project manager cannot bring order, bring structure to the project. Okay, quality. So quality is not just testing. There is also quality management and quality assurance, where project manager sets the structure, the framework, or the guidance, how we will integrate quality at every stage of the project. For instance, quality of the requirements, quality of the integration management, quality of the processes, quality of the development, quality of the testing processes, etc. Human resources. So project manager sometimes is not personally responsible for the resources within the organization, but yeah, because it limits to their project. So project manager usually has inputs and outputs. And depending on that, project manager should make sure that the resources are allocated correctly, that they have no idols, that every stakeholder, every resource manager, or another part of the organization knows and understands when the resources should come to the project and when they should release. I see the hand. Give me just a couple of minutes to finish this slide, and I will ask you if you have the question. Communication. So there are two approaches in the project management. One approach is to get the messages from different sources and structure this. This is the basic project management, but the advanced project management skill is to manage communication flows. It means that we not just receive messages from the client, but we tell the client where, how they should communicate with us. And this is what I was telling you about these two different skills. On one hand, best practices, on another hand, customer care. So when we are speaking with the client, we are structuring them in order to achieve their results, in order to help them how to achieve the goal of the project. And using those tools, on one hand, we are telling them what to do, but on another hand, we are showing them that we're doing this with care. And usually, if we are doing that, the client will love you, will love the team, and they will be always working with your company. So risk management, we also work with risk. Yeah, this is the fourth skill that I believe every project manager must utilize. And I believe that this is the least this is the undervalued skill. I think that everyone usually has problems. I don't have time to plan risk management, to identify risks. I have so many problems. But this is the core. This is why you have so many problems, because you didn't invest time in the beginning. You didn't work with risk. So in the course that I offer you, risk management is one of the core tools that you will learn, and you will learn how to work with no stress. Yet procurement management also, it's not used by every project manager, but still, if you have to procure resources, if you have to outsource some part of the project to someone, procurement management is really important. And of course, stakeholder management. So we have several types of the stakeholders in our project. It can be external stakeholders, internal stakeholders, there can be clients or some other people, users, and we must manage stakeholder engagement. We must plan stakeholder management and control them. Okay, I see that someone raised a hand. You, second, yeah, if you have the question, please let me know. I don't see if the hand is still raised. How project management integrated into data science? This is a great question. So basically, project management is integrated into any project, not depending on the with what we are working. If it's data science, or this is construction, or this is something else. So if in the data science, you have to work with tasks, you have to estimate those tasks, you have to plan sequence of them, you have to make sure that you are fitting into the timeline and into the budget, or you need to communicate with the clients, or there are the possibilities where you work with different teams. It means that you must work with the scope, you must define requirements, you must write them down, right? Manage them. You must make sure that you are working on time. This we are speaking about like plan-driven methodologies, or for instance, we are working with Agile. You have sprints, you estimate your task in story points, then you also need project management because you must understand how to do this, how to sequence tasks, how to gain control over your work, how to prepare the quality, how to communicate with different people. What is the risk management in a company such a bank? Okay, so what is the risk management? Let's imagine that there is a problem. There can be. I will tell you not a theoretical case. I will tell you a real world scenario where I was assigned as a crisis manager. So I have a slide about that later in the presentation. But it's a really great question, and I want to speak about this now. Okay, we had a project in aviation industry. It was very important to fit the timeline, to develop all the scope, all the requirements that were agreed to. And there were several inputs from other companies. So basically, they were preparing for us APIs. And the client didn't take responsibility. So he was like a kind of a person who was a bit avoiding responsibility. And we didn't have nice communication with the company who was developing API for us. And the company assigned a Scrum Master to this role. So Scrum Master is a person who facilitates, right, the meetings, removes impediments, etc. But in this type of the project, there were so many possibilities of the things go wrong, and so big stake at risk, because the company had to pay fines if they don't develop the whole scope, if they don't develop the project on time. So basically, the fines were huge. And when I was assigned to this project, I believe that like out of 9 months of the project, 4 or 5 months passed. We developed 30% of the project and we used most of the budget. So it appeared that we had to receive API on the second month of the project. But because of the poor communication flow, we didn't have communication points with this company, with the vendor. And the client didn't want to take responsibility and structure the communication, right? Or we didn't structure this communication. We lost a lot of time and we overspent the budget. So this means that we are dealing with the problems. So many things could go wrong and they went wrong. A good project manager, what would do in this case? Plan, schedule, and understand when we should receive APIs, optimistic and pessimistic scenarios, when we should start testing, when we should show the demos, when we should finish critical paths and start working on the second priority features. Because, yeah, and also manage communication flow. So if I would be there in the beginning of the project, the first task, what I would do is to write down all the risks. Risk one, we don't have direct communication with the vendor who provides us API, and this may lead to overspend of the budget, to the delays of the project. And I would prepare the plan how to deal with this beforehand. So it means that in the beginning of the project, I would already know potentially, maybe not all the things which could wrong, because everything can happen, but I would understand, I would have the list of all the things which can have a huge impact on the project and who have very high possibility. And I would prepare the plan beforehand and make sure that this plan, that we mitigate those risks, we make everything possible not to make them happen. And if it happens, I would have planned how to deal with that. And this is what I was doing when I was assigned as a project manager, crisis project manager there. What is the difference between project manager, product manager, program manager, and technical project manager? It's a so great question. And I had this in this presentation, but I deleted the slides because I was thinking that that was not the scope of the project. Just in a couple of points, like a project manager is a person who work with the scope, with the budget, right, and with the timeline of the project itself. So product manager, yeah, in the project management world, we are mostly working with the plans, how to achieve the best result, how to achieve the results of the project, working with the baselines, working with the timeline. Product manager is the person who knows the product features, who is responsible for the product KPIs, engagement of the clients. So this is the person who understands everything about the product itself. There can be project and product manager as a one role. And I believe that currently this is, in most of the cases, very common situation. Program manager. So imagine that you have you're developing Facebook. So there is project regarding Instagram Reels. There is a project regarding, for instance, I don't know, dashboard of the Instagram, Facebook ads, Facebook posts, something like that. So you have set of 20 projects. Every project has own team and has own project managers. Program manager is a person who is responsible of the vision of the whole ecosystem of all these projects. They are responsible for the entire resources bank, and they are helping, for instance, if currently Instagram Reels have the highest priority. So program manager makes sure that the most skilled resources will be there. So program manager is a person who supervises everyone, who makes sure that all the projects are working for the strategic goal of the company, who is responsible for the budget KPI, resources KPI, etc. So this is the visionary who is integrating all the parts, working for the common goal. Technical product manager can be different in different companies, but sometimes it's like a project product manager, and sometimes it's just a person who understands, who knows the development and who is responsible for the product itself, and mostly communicates with the like marketing team, sales team, clients, etc., and the development team. Okay, Kendall, I see you have the raised hand if you want to ask something or tell something. Please go ahead. Wow, I have, if we have here some assistance, do you, yeah, allow, yes, I see the button allow to talk. Sorry, this is the new Zoom. Kendall, is it possible for you to unmute yourself?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm a PMP. I have a lot of experience, but I'm not familiar with a lot of the project management software and platforms. I have used Jira and also Smartsheet, but I'd like to know what software or platform do you use to create management plans? So like if you
Yeah,
were to create a risk management plan, what would you use?
it's a great question. So, and my admiration, because I'm also PMP certified. Um, I love um, I love to use Gantt charts, and I think that Microsoft Project is one of the best tools. On one hand, it's a bit complex, and
Mhm.
you must invest some time into learning that. But on another hand, I believe that it's so much synchronized with the PMI best practices. And if you invest some time in upfront, right, to learn how to use it. There are several buttons how to recalculate the whole project. There are several buttons which sequence the task, making sure that they are highlighting all the problems within the task. You can click the button to see the resource plans. You can click the button to see the resource lots. And actually, for me, Microsoft Project, this is like the base of everything. I use it for creating schedule, and then we will also speak about that further on. But a good project manager, they usually have the transparency between project plan, between earned value management and budget tracking. And the base for everything of that is their schedule. And Microsoft Project provides basis for all other baselines, scope, timeline, and budget. This is the best tool which I can really recommend. And I'm thinking about all others. So I was using Jira, I was using Azure DevOps, and yeah, those are the most tools. Jira I like a lot for agile practices, and there are so many dashboards which help to see for Kanban, for instance, cycle time and lead time. For Scrum, you can also prepare like different dashboards there. So these are the most which I'm using. And in the course, I will show you different tools for requirements management, for schedule management. I will show you some screenshots also right now. And for budget management, I believe that Excel also is one of them. Maybe I'm not boastful with it. Did I answer your question?
Yes, thank you so much. What was the first one that you mentioned? Gun Shark?
Guns, let me show on the next slide. You
Okay,
will
thank you.
be able. No, thank you. Okay, Patricia, you have a question?
Yes, I do. Just have a few questions. I'm thinking of getting back into project management after being gone for about 6 or 7 years. And my question, the first question is, with AI, how, what do you see for as the future of project management? Because AI can do a lot of things. And also, are you noticing you have to have more software skills or AI integrated into your current project manager job, or are you hearing about that?
Yep, it's a great question. I personally believe that AI could so much help us as project managers. I'm using AI a lot. So now I'm not a project manager itself. I'm mentoring project managers. So it means that like I'm not doing any more schedules or budget or something like that. But I am mentoring and supervising those who are doing everything for me with their hands. Because I was working as a project manager for 10 years. And I believe that on one hand, some operational tasks like schedule management, they can be partially automated with the help of AI. And communication management, it can so much be automated with AI. But as I said in the beginning, I was mentored by two people, one crazy control freak in a good way, and another one which is like a crazy customer oriented person. And I believe that project management is an art of balancing between those two extremities. Depending on the case with whom we are working, we should be on the scale closer to the best practices or closer to the like communication and customer orientation. And at the same time, we should integrate those things. I don't know when AI would be doing that. If you have skills, if you have knowledge, if you have customer orientation, and because every project is different, and it so much depends on the skills and motivation of the project manager that I really cannot say that AI can help here. I have also IT management school, and I'm doing courses, I'm doing a lot of lectures, and I'm using AI so much. But the point is that information, like you can find it everywhere. But what is important is experience, is understanding where is the mistake, where can be the mistake, how we can avoid it. And here, I really don't know if AI can do this. So I believe that we can hugely automate our work with the help of AI. And in the course, we will have some module about that. And also, I will show you the tools which I'm using in communication. But when I'm working with AI, preparing presentation for me, I so much fix it with adding practical cases and showing that, okay, this is the best practice, but we should not use it because of this, and this. And if we don't use this part of the best practice, we will have a disaster of the project, because I know that, and because of these parameters. But we must, and if we avoid this best practice, nothing happens because of these parameters. And there are so many things that I swear, right now I don't see how AI can completely substitute a project manager.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, there is a question. Does a project manager? Wow, I see a lot of questions. Just a point that we have 15 minutes left of the presentation, of the timing. If you want, we can continue. I have some time a bit, so I have several slides still. How to accelerate work with AI tools. So in the communication, it's very easy to accelerate because adding correct prompts, you can, on one hand, prepare messages, right? You can upload to the AI tools meetings, videos, etc., and they provide meeting minutes. But on another hand, we must really take it with the grain of salt. And apart from that, there are some AI tools which are embedded into the software, which just help you to work with that. And we will have a module about that in the course. How to best communicate with the project team members who have difficult behavior models? It's a great question, and I can speak about that forever. We have a separate a lecture about team management in the course about project management that I'm suggesting to you. And we will speak about conflict management, because conflict management is an art as well. We will speak about how to form your questions in the way that you give feedback, but you don't go on the personalities. So basically how to work with the people. And also I will give you some tools about how to speak with cases, how to speak, how to communicate with those people. Can you speak about some tools for project management in data science field in the real life? I can speak about that, but I believe that we will need a bit some more time. If you want, I'm thinking I can add to the course, to every module, some more instruments for the data science. I believe that it would be the best way right now. A big company as Microsoft and Google. I'm just trying to understand, I don't see the difference between data science projects and other projects in terms of the project management. So the tools are the same. Um, the knowledge areas are the same. So basically, it's just like how we form the plans, taking into account data science, and then it just can be integrated everywhere. One of the most important skills is verbal communication. I don't think AI can replace that. I completely agree with that, with one more addition. One of the most important skills is the customer care and soul. And I don't see how AI can replace that. What AI tools are PM using? Yeah, I have a separate slide about that. I'm not sure if this is in this presentation, but I can include in this presentation and we will send it to you. So basically, there are several tools. Of course, ChatGPT, this is the biggest one, which we are using. And also there are several tools for the schedule management, for the task management, and all the tools like Jira right now, Monday, Asana, etc. They also have AI integrated. And apart from that, you can train AI models or find some tools like for the requirements management. I have a friend who has a startup regarding that right now. So basically, in every aspect of the project, you can integrate AI tool. But the most important, I believe, still is ChatGPT. Second, can you just answer my last question? Sorry. Somebody, can you repeat the last question then? Tools from the project management in data science field in the real life. I really cannot understand how it can be different from other projects. Share an example where ChatGPT is helping PM to improve productivity. It's communication. So it's very easy to prepare meeting minutes. It's very easy to write emails and also steering meeting presentations, different analysis. Can you? Okay. Then going to the next slide. Yeah, so here we have schedule management, examples of the tools. One is Microsoft Project, where usually we are using for complex projects where we use plan-driven methodology. Basically, it helps to sequence the task in the way where we can see how to do the resource management, what is the task management, and also build different charts regarding that. If the project is very small and it doesn't have so many interdependency, or the team is less than like 7 people, we can always use Excel spreadsheet for that and have plan the schedule just using no automation. This skill or this tool is used Gantt chart. I'm not sure if you see it here, but this is G-A-N-E-T, Gantt, and then C-H-A-R-T, Gantt chart. All these are representations of the Gantt chart. If we are speaking with management, most likely, or we are working agile, for instance, most likely we don't need so advanced and comprehensive schedule planning tools. We must just show the milestones and major batches of the work. So usually then we use representation tools for the Gantt chart, and there are always also several of them. And also we can work with presentations, so we can just show the milestones. And again, how I would use AI here, I would use integrated features into the main tools that I'm using, like Gunter or Microsoft Project, or several special tools for the schedule management. Earned value management. This is the tool for tracking and forecasting the budget. So basically, the most useful this tool is in plan-driven projects, for instance, healthcare, aviation, or we are also working with Swedish government, preparing apps for the municipalities, for the parliaments. So basically, we are developing software which is the base of Swedish economy. We cannot use agile here because for us the goal is not in the flexibility. For us, the goal is in the meeting the timeline, meeting the budget, and meeting the scope. So in these cases, and also sometimes I'm using earned value management in Kanban projects. This is the best tool, which everything is prepared based on the Gantt chart that I was showing you before. So we are adding here one time the list of features, start and end date of the feature, and estimation. And after that, we are every week, or with some cadence every 2 weeks, we are filling in percentage of completion based on the communication with the team and actual cost. So usually I'm working with this tool when we are working with hours. If we are working in story points, this is the separate, there are separate tools. So doing the preparation work one time, then adding only two parameters, you can see based on the numbers, what is the percentage of the performance of the team. For instance, is the team working with 100% of performance, or 20% of performance, or 150% of performance? in terms of the budget and in terms of the schedule. And what is the forecast when we finish this project and with what budget. So basically using this tool, I can say with the project of 1 year length, on the second week of the project, I can already say if we are on time or not. And if we continue like that, what will be the end result? Third week of the project, are we working faster, slower? Is the team performance different? So this is the tool not for controlling the team members, but this is the tool which helps you to understand the end result and change it. Because there are also several options how to predict change result based on different circumstances. This is my favorite tool. One of the favorites. Which person in the company is responsible for the earned value management in the company? I would say that depending on if this is the product company, I would say that this can be like a program manager or a portfolio manager, or this can delivery manager or a project manager. It's right now very hard to say because I don't know the context of the company, how big it is, and how many projects there are, and if they serve one goal or several goals, and what is the methodology that you are working. If you're working with, for instance, Scrum, there is Scrum of Scrums. So there is a separate question. If we are working with plan-driven projects, and there is a program like that, like a set of projects which serve one goal, then probably that would be a program manager. And also risk management. So as we said before, we are working not with the problems. The main responsibility of the project manager is to make sure that problems don't occur. Of course, they will occur. But if we are reducing the percent of the problems by like 80%, and with those 20% which occur, we already have the plan. Oh my God, we will have no stress and our life will be so easy. And if you are founder of the company or a top manager of the company, can you imagine how much money you will save if you reduce those risks? Common mistakes in project management. First is lack of hard skills. So if you don't use tools and methodologies, you and all your team will have chaos, stress, there will be always reworks, delays, and demotivation. If there is poor communication, there will be misunderstanding, loss of trust, and a lot of execution failures. Insufficient risk management. There will be unexpected problems and issues. Deadlines will be missed, and there will be budget overruns. So on the project that I was telling you about risk management and about this guy who was a Scrum Master, and which was we were working in aviation field. The company lost $200,000 based on incorrect decisions, lack of risk management, and that they didn't use schedule planning and budget control. Lack of task prioritization, also team overload, loss of focus, etc. Failure to use project management tools. So there can be errors, wasted time, and task chaos. And I cannot really stress enough how important it is for the project manager to have the skills and to use the instrument. And sometimes I hear from different program managers, portfolio managers, that a junior project manager doesn't know how to use earned value. A junior project manager doesn't have those skills. No, I don't agree with that. Every level of the seniority of the project manager must know all the tools and all the skills. The difference is only in the experience. Junior project manager knows the tools, tried a bit, but doesn't have proficiency in those tools. Middle project manager knows the same tools, utilizes those tools, and understands what to can select between them or among them. A senior project manager knows the tools and have automated so much work. Senior project manager knows when to use the tools and when not to use them, where we can follow best practices and where we can avoid them to achieve the best result. Yeah, and real life case, I already told you about that. So basically, these are the numbers. We spent 6 months out of 9, and the budget was 8,000 hours, but it was spent like 6,700 hours, and we achieved only 30% of the project. So because of the poor planning and no planning, because we were using agile methodology, because of the not working with risk, the team lost $200,000. And the profile. So expectations for the project manager depend on corporate values and priorities. In some cases, result is more important. In some cases, processes are more important. But essential characteristics, the number one is professionalism. So we must have expertise in systematization, knowledge of planning, control, and forecasting tools. Leadership also, ability to inspire the team and take responsibility. Adaptability. We should respond to changes because it will be happening. Conflict management. This is what you were asking me about. So I really had sometimes very interesting and hard people to deal with, but there are possibilities how to get the most of the productivity with them and how to not maybe avoid conflicts because there will be conflicts, but how to keep them on a healthy level and resolve them. And of course, sometimes there are people who we cannot work with and we just fire, but we must understand in what case and how we can work with them further and when we should fire. Communication, also conveying ideas and building trust between stakeholders, and prioritization skills. We should identify key tasks and allocating resources wisely. So I invite you to the comprehensive project management course. We will learn the main tools and skills: schedule management, budget management, requirements, working with risks, working with the team, and conflict management. And there will be a separate lecture about using AI in project management. I will give you some of the prompts for ChatGPT. I will show you what tools we are using. There are some, like most of the tools right now are paid. And I will show you how to use the most common project management tools with the features of AI or AI-based project management tools. So it will be 8 weeks starting from February 8th. This course is free or premium. This course has the price. Give me just a second. I will share the page with the course description. Okay, sharing that. So, as I said, I believe that project management is an art, and we will be working with the introduction to project management. What is the value? What are we already discussed essential skills, but we will discuss them in a deeper way and what you can expect from the career in the project management. We will learn how to work with the requirements. And I believe that in the data field, this is also one of the things how we can work with requirements management. It's really important. Scope management. What is the difference between scope and requirements? Because I don't know, maybe you experience the situations when you are on the demo meeting or you collect requirements from the customer and there is a huge list that you are thinking that you will be developing forever, for a year minimum. And I had the cases like that when my clients was telling me that we must develop this project within 3 months. And I'm like, 3 months? But the list of the requirements that you have is for a year. So how to fit everything or not everything into the project, into the release? How to communicate it better with the client so that he is not or she is not angry and our team is not overtiming. And that was my mistake that I was resolving. Schedule management, how we are working with scheduling, with the activity sequencing, what is the Gantt chart and critical path, because in some projects it's really important. We will also learn about agile and waterfall approaches how to choose the right method, and how to use mixed methodologies, because we are not always using pure Scrum, or we are not using always pure waterfall. Usually this is the mix. Risk management. So we learn the importance of identifying, analyzing risks, and also how to use risk matrices. And of course, I have a lot of material, practical materials, risk management plans, etc., which I would be sharing with you. By the way, how we can use ChatGPT in project management plan, risk management plan, all the plans, all the guidelines, they can be automated by ChatGPT. And if you have the template and you just add some inputs regarding that, oh, it's very easy to fix and to update. Team management, and here are the best practices about building and leading teams, developing skills in conflict management and nonviolent communication. When I started using nonviolent communication, oh my God, I had a guy who was very grumpy, who didn't like to work. He was a really great developer. He is actually a Java developer, but he always had conflicts with everyone, with all the project managers, and a couple of teams just quit the company because of the communication with him. But using nonviolent communication, it's really easy to communicate even with those people. And we are in the nice relationships. He was helping me actually, and yeah, I'm proud to work with this guy. Bonus lecture. So I had this project where I was a crisis manager, and I will give you a bit more tools and insights regarding that. So how to deal with the crisis situation, how to deal when there is budget overrun. We cannot fit to the schedule. The team is demotivated because of this micromanagement. How to integrate all the parts and make a successful release. And bonus lecture also, how to accelerate your work with AI tools. So this course is for team leads, product managers, aspiring project managers, and I would be happy to give the lectures for you. We start on 8th of February, and you have still early bird price, so this is $500, and the regular price is $800. What skills we must have if we want to get an internship in the field of data science? For example, data science and applied in the risk management and in the bank company. Amari, can you tell me, are you a developer or you will be a project manager? Because there is a big difference of the skills. If you want to work as a developer in the data science, then I would really suggest you to focus on the development skills. If you want to work with the project management in data science field, then I believe that this course is right for you, because there is a difference a bit, because data science is a bit different field, and maybe sometimes you cannot predict the result. You are working with proof of concepts, and you must use special communication tools with the clients and manage their expectations. But we can integrate this along the course, and we can just take the case by case situations with you. In a bank company, apply it in the risk management in a bank company. If you have the methodology and you understand how to work with that, it's very easy to work with risk management everywhere. It doesn't matter if this is a bank company or not. I would say here that maybe you must know a bit of the background of the banking. And then when you are doing the homework on the risk management, you must prepare risk identification, right? And the risk register applied to the banking company. And on another hand, I believe that in the bank company, you will be rather working with the plan-driven project. Because if we are working with numbers and there can be new projects or big projects, they will most likely be plan driven. How many hours every Saturday? So usually one lecture is about 2 hours. Sometimes there are more questions and sometimes students are asking me to discuss their cases. So it can be a bit more, but usually it's about 2 hours. Okay, David, thank you very much. Yeah. Guys, do you have any more questions? If yes, you can raise your hand or write me here in the chat. What is the price for LLM data science bootcamp? And here I would ask admins to send the link because I'm not sure. I'm teaching here project management. Okay, I would be happy to see you in the course, share my knowledge, discuss your practical cases somehow. The mentorship program doesn't cover any field. It covers 80 fields. And here I was working with different projects. I was working with projects in advertising field. We were working with travel industry. I was working with AI and it was not particularly data science, but it was data engineering. I was working and the biggest program that I have right now is work for Swedish government if we are speaking about all these areas. But in general, it's like we will be discussing several cases, but it's not tied into one particular field. Is it possible for discussing about job after the course completion? It's a great question, and I would ask here admins if we have the possibility to arrange interviews or to share CV after the course with some recommendation. Can you work with data analyst in the mentorship program presently? What do you mean here? Can you work with data? We can work with anyone. If you need the skills, if you want to be a team lead, if you want to be a project manager in the field of data analyst, or you feel that you want to be a leader in your team, then it doesn't matter if you are data analyst or someone else, because the idea of the project management is that you don't have to be a person who knows how to develop projects or who knows how to develop the code. It will be a huge benefit for you. But the project management skills and tools, they are universal. The point is that you can work in the construction, in the banking, everywhere, but the most important thing is practical cases. So if we are discussing, like I will be sharing my experience, particularly in the IT field, with the projects I was working with. If you have the questions and some specifics regarding data analysis or regarding something else, we can also discuss that. So currently I'm working in a company which has 2,000 employees, and we have developers, QAs, data analysts, AI engineers. So this is a company in top 100 outsourcing companies in the world. It means, and the same, we are using the same project management tools. And I'm usually mentoring project managers, working with architects from different fields. So if you have some particular question, like this is not a problem. I'm already a software developer. Can I use this to be a project manager in an IT company? Also, will it cover Scrum and Agile management? Yes, it will cover. We will discuss story points. We will discuss metrics that you can use. We will discuss Kanban as well. So by the end of this course, my goal is that you understand all the methodologies. Okay, maybe not all, because in the world there are a lot of them, but Agile, Scrum, Kanban, and Waterfall, you understand what are the differences, what are the metrics in every methodology. You can use them separately or you can integrate them. For a software developer who want to be a project manager, this is the perfect fit. This is the best fit because you have already IT background. We can discuss also some cases, maybe complex cases which you had in your work, and maybe you were working with the project managers and you feel that they could do things differently. So we can also discuss that in terms of the best practices. Is the mentorship connected to be registered for the project management? Registered for them. If you want to be a project manager, this is the right course for you. If you want to get some certification in the project management, like PMI or something like that, then it's not the course about project management. You should take a course with special amount of hours to qualify for the PMI certification, to get the certificate for that. So this course doesn't give certification for PMI certification, but it is based on this methodology. And actually, this is, I was preparing it because when I was preparing for PMI certification, so it will clarify a lot of things for you. Yeah, and of course, you will receive a certificate after that, and you will be project manager with the certificate for sure. Can I apply to be mentored even if I'm not registered for the project management? Yes, of course, it's not a problem. There is no requirement that you should be a project manager like before that. For sure, these tools will help you in your work, even if you are not a project manager or you want to be a project manager. So you will get all the information, all the knowledge. You can be, even if you are not working in IT, but you want to enter, maybe it will be a bit more hard for you because some of the people will have the background, but with Google or with asking questions, you can clarify everything for sure. Can you become a project manager in a field if we don't specialize in this field? Yes, we can. I don't know how to code. And I assure you that sometimes coding experience or experience in the field, like in the area, is a bonus, sometimes is a minus. But when you are only like, it doesn't mean that if you were working in advertising for all your life and you want to switch for banking, for instance, you cannot do this. Maybe it will be a bit more hard in the beginning, but yes, you can. And you don't need to code to be a project manager. You don't need to be a data scientist to be project manager. But you must understand the basics. You must understand what are the roles, because what is the difference between a project manager and project coordinator, for instance? As a project manager, when I receive estimation from the team, I can look at this estimation and validate it. Why here you didn't add automation testing? Why here this feature is so huge? Why I think that this feature is underestimated? Maybe in the beginning, I have other people to validate the estimate. I can involve architect. I can involve another expert, but I must understand, and we will learn how to do this. I must understand the basics. It will help a lot. Alejandro, I see your question that you're raising the hand. 1 second, I will allow you to talk. Yes. If you can unmute yourself.
Hi, how's it going? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I saw that you had a CSPO certification as well, and
Yeah.
just wanted to hear about your experience getting the CSPO and also your background in IT and how those got you into project management.
I received CSPO certification. I think it was 2021. I was already working as a project manager, and I was working as a proxy product owner for one client. So we were also working with the Swedish company and doing project management methodology for them. for me, the experience of getting CSPO certification, so it was an offline training for several days, and we were practicing on how to do roadmaps, who is a product owner, how to do this, etc. And then we had a little exam. So if you're asking about that. And yeah, we had several practices which I still use even in my project management career. So I really believe that product management and project management can benefit one from another. And the best tools that I'm using, even if we are working with Scrum methodology, the maturity of the project manager is what is the planning horizon, how we are working. So I was structuring the client to prepare the roadmap for a year, even though it was, again, we were working with pure Scrum, we were using story points, and the team, we didn't have testers or developers in the team. So basically, the team was fulfilling, every team member for fulfilling all the roles. And it was really, I can say that it was a pure Scrum. But this experience of the roadmap planning, of the preparing or listing client persona, yeah, it helped me. And first of all, it helped me to gain trust of the client. It helped the client to understand better even his work. And even though the project is finished, we still communicate with this client, I think from 2021. Yeah. And he says that we were the best team he ever worked in his life. So if I answered your question, if not, tell me, ask
Yeah,
me more.
absolutely. That answered my question. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Is your mini bootcamp in LLM data science free? Yeah. So I can answer all the questions about project management, all other bootcamps. We have here admin who can reply to you. Okay. So, is product design same as product management? I believe it's not the same. I believe that, like, I'm not that experienced in product management, but based on my experience, product design, this is what we do to prepare the product, to define the audience, to understand what is the vision and what is the soul of the product, understand the pricing level. So product design, actually, this is like beginning, this is the planning of the product. Product management, I believe that this is the wider point. This is an ongoing work connecting all the parts in the delivery of this product itself. So product design is the beginning. Okay, I thank you very much for the attention. And I appreciate that you were asking so many questions. I really like to discuss some things with the audience. And the more questions you are asking, the more knowledge I can share with you. And again, my goal is to make sure that all the stress that I had, all the mistakes that I had, you will not be repeating. And you will save minimum 1 hour of your professional life. I'm information analyst. Do you think I can move to data analyst manager post? Please suggest. This is a great question. Uh, okay, I can share also with you my contacts, and this is what I forgot to share. If you want, send me, contact me in LinkedIn, and we will speak about this a bit, because it really depends on, let me show you screen. It really depends on what is your background and what is your goal, because it's very easy to change the role, but why you're doing this? Do you want to lead people? Do you, yeah, link of your profile. I have the QR code here, sharing. I believe that you can do everything if you want. For me, I was working as a travel agent and as a tour guide before I moved to IT field and became a project manager. I had an organizational skills and I liked leading people and I liked giving lectures, helping, structuring information. So basically, I found what are my top skills and natural qualities. And then I selected project management role. And this is why I enjoy it so much. And I believe that this is an art. If you are moving from the from current background to the project management, I believe that the most important for you is to enjoy your work and understand why you are doing this. If you are information analyst and you will be data analyst manager and you like to work with technical people, you like to help them explain the things, communicate with the clients, be a leader, I completely support you in this thing. If you have other um, motivation or other points, please write me, let's discuss because I must know a bit more of your background. Can you please type minus if you don't have any more questions? If you have a question, please attend. Okay, thanks to everyone. I wish you a very good day and I hope to see you in the course, help you with project management skills and hope that you will enjoy your project management work. Thank you. Bye-bye.